People ignore the fact that the breeders are taking gambles. You have to take care of your breeders. That's the backbone of this industry. I need to provide for the breeder the best investment program I can. Share the upside. I've had a lot of people tell me they were glad they did it. You have people here, they have a farm and they need to sell their foals and they need to have a chance of making money. I'm proud of what's happened here. I think that we're just in the beginning stages. I'm excited really about the future.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Spa Babies, presented by Spendthrift, the Breeders' Farm. I'm Dan Illman, taking a look at Saturday's fourth race at Saratoga. We're going 5.5 furlongs. It is a maiden special weight for 2-year-olds. Let's take a look at this field. Spendthrift Farm is represented by the number 1 High Tide. The stallion Malibu Moon is one of the best in the country. He gets runners, and Malibu Moon has High Tide for trainer Todd Pletcher and John Velasquez. Interesting field where you've got trainers like Bill Mott and Nick Zito and Wayne Lucas, guys that aren't exactly known for winning with 2-year-olds at Saratoga, so maybe this is a spot for an experienced runner. But we'll take the field in post-position order, trying to put you onto a horse with pedigree, trainer intent, workout information to help you make an educated guess in this race. Not a lot of form on display. We'll begin with Malibu Moon's son, the gelding, the number 1 High Tide. High Tide is a half-brother to a horse named Blitzkrieg, a grade 3 stakes winner on the turf who has earned a 99 Beyer speed figure on that surface. Malibu Moon just rock solid, wins 15% with 2-year-old debut runners. This dam was a grade 2 stakes winning turf router, earned an 89 Beyer top on the turf. She has foaled 2 winners from 2 runners, and the dam's a half to a stakes-winning turf router named Leamington, who earned a 96 Beyer top on the turf. I look at this pedigree, and I see turf, and I see distance. But I also see Todd Pletcher and John Velasquez, and they win first out in these races. I would respect High Tide, but because of the turfy distance pedigree, and this race is 5.5 furlongs, I would urge folks to demand value before getting down on a horse like the number 1 High Tide. Just think he might be better when they stretch him out on the turf, perhaps later in this meet. The number 2 is Hometown Pride, and this is a Mary Lou Whitney homebred. It's always great if Mary Lou Whitney can get a winner at Saratoga. She is the Grand Dame of Saratoga. And this is a nice pedigree. This is a half-brother to Viva Mallorca, a stakes-winning dirt sprinter, 98 Beyer top on Viva Mallorca's resume. To honor and serve, the sire only wins 8% with 2-year-old debut runners, but the dam won sprinting on dirt, 70 Beyer top, and she has been productive. She's foaled 4 winners from 5 runners, and 2 of those winners came at the age of 2. This is the family of S.S. Stone, who is a grade 3 stakes-winning dirt router down at Gulfstream Park. Ian Wilkes, not known for winning first time out, but I think Hometown Pride has landed in a pretty good spot. I like the speed on the bottom of this pedigree, and I think Hometown Pride will give a good account of himself at a decent price. He's certainly worth considering. The number 3 in here is Irked, one of 2 first-time starters for trainer Bill Mott. Irked is by Warfront, who hits with 13% of 2-year-old debut runners, might be better known as a turf stallion. This is the first starter out of a dam that won the grade 2 Golden Rod Stakes as a 2-year-old, going a mile and a 16th. The dam's a half-sister to another grade 2 winning juvenile, that being Sign, who was a debut winner at 2 and earned an 82 Beyer top. The second dam was a stakes-winning turf miler, earned a 92 Beyer top sprinting on the turf. Note the June 19th workout out of the gate came in company with Bill Mott's Vast, who is entered to start first time out on Friday. So take a look and see how Vast did. Maybe that will give you clues as to how Irked will perform on Saturday. Now, Bill Mott, one of the greatest trainers of all time, has had his problems at Saratoga with debuting juveniles. Here's the formulator fact: 0 for 35, past 5 years, 2-year-old first-time starters in maiden special weight dirt sprints at Saratoga. That's for Irked, and that's for Peddler's Pride. The number 4 is Kickin' Kirby. Kickin' Kirby was a $24,000 buyback as a yearling, sold for $50,000 last year, and the sire dialed in wins 10% with 2-year-old debut runners. The dam went 0 for 24, but she placed 8 times in her career, but only the best Beyer top 53 on turf. This is her first foal. Lots of pedigree deep in this family. Third dam stakes winner Country Romance. Fourth dam Grade 1 stakes winner Cuddles. Nick Zito, another sensational trainer, has won classic races left and right, just doesn't seem to win with these kind of horses. Here's the formulator fact. Past 5 years, juvenile debut runners, maiden special weight dirt sprints at Saratoga, 0 for 26. These workouts give me mixed feelings. I want to take a wait and see approach with the 4, Kickin' Kirby. The number 5 is Vaya con Dios. Vaya con Dios, a $14,000 buyback as a weanling, sold for $22,000 last year, and then went all the way up for $135,000 in April after breezing a furlong in 10.1 seconds. A Majestic Perfection was a quick horse in his day, and he clicks with 14% of his 2-year-old debut runners. This is the first foal out of an unraced half-sister to Siphon City, who was a Grade 2 stakes-winning dirt router. I believe he won the Cornhusker Stakes with a 112 Beyer speed figure. He also was a juvenile debut winner. The dam's also a half to Bronx City Girl, a Grade 3 placed dirt sprinter who won 3 times as a 2-year-old, earning a 96 Beyer speed figure in her career. Several of the workouts here match up with a horse named Kane V and DC, a 4-year-old gelding that was entered at Saratoga on opening day. Check out to see how Kane V and DC did before making your final determination on Vaya con Dios, going out for Eric Yo bullet workout on June 29th. We'll move on to the 6, that being Zyramid. This horse was bet down to 225 in the career debut at Churchill Downs. Caught a sloppy track, and I don't think he really cared for the slop. I also really don't think he cared for the trip. It was kind of a strenuous trip where 3 horses were battling for the early lead, and Zyramid was right in between those 2, and he just got tired in the final furlong. The winner of that race, Half Moon Reef, an uncoupled stablemate of Zyramid, returned to win a stakes race for Louisiana breds in his very next start, but only with a 57 Beyer. Again, $275,000 yearling. Dam, multiple stakes winning dirt router that earned a 96 Beyer in her career. She has foaled 1 winner from 2 runners. The second dam is Luravi, a millionaire who was a multiple graded stakes winning router. The third dam, a 2-year-old Grade 3 stakes winner named At the Half. So there's a lot of pedigree here. This horse showed good speed. And best of all, Steve Asmussen at Saratoga with second-time juveniles is money. Look at this formulator fact. Past 5 years, 2-year-old second-time starters in maiden special weight dirt sprints at Saratoga, 8 for 17, 12 of 17 on the board, 377 ROI. Expect big speed from Zyramid in this spot. Pharaoh Cat's up next, and this is from the first crop of American Pharaoh. Triple Crown winner, Breeders' Cup Classic winner. No surprise, he sold for $375,000 as a weanling, and last year sold for $475,000. This unraced dam has foaled 1 winner from 3 runners. The dam is a half to a horse named Hold That Tiger, who not only was a 2-year-old champion in France, but showed up in North America and earned a 110 Beyer speed figure routing on dirt. He was a good horse. The dam's also a half to Belmont Stakes winner Editor's Note, who won 3 races at 2 and also earned a 110 Beyer speed figure in his career. Dam's also a half to several other black type winners. A very productive family. I think you should look at that last race and actually watch the tape of it, because Pharaoh Cat broke, was sitting outside, and then there was a loose horse. And you could tell that John Court just didn't want to get involved with the loose horse. He rode this horse very conservatively, took him to the far outside, turning into the stretch. I just wanted to see more in the stretch. He didn't make up any ground. It didn't look like he was running. Maybe Mr. Lucas was using this race as simply a prep for a Saratoga start. But here's a formulator fact for the great Wayne Lucas. Past 5 years, 2-year-old second-time starters in dirt sprints, only 2 for 46 with a 34-cent ROI. But take that debut running line with a grain of salt, because forced wide, yeah, he was forced wide. He was forced wide by a riderless horse, and I think it kind of just took this horse completely out of his game. Peddler's Pride completes the field, the other first-time starter for trainer Bill Mott. This is from the first crop of Liam's Map, who won the Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile, who won the Woodward. He's 0 for 5 with his first-time starters. This is the first runner out of a dam that was grade 3 placed routing on dirt. She won her debut as a 2-year-old. The dam is a half to a very precocious 2-year-old stakes-winning sprinter named Truth and Justice, who won 4 times at 2, including her career debut. The second dam was a 2-year-old stakes-winning dirt miler. While we know the Mott formulator fact is not good for Peddler's Pride, this colt has class on the top, precocity on the bottom. I like that Junior Alvarado takes the mount. Maybe Peddler's Pride's the one to get Mott off the schneid, because this horse does have a little bit of early speed. But my pick in this race, I thought Zeramid ran well enough in his debut. I think if he shows speed in this race, he's facing, again, a bunch of trainers that usually don't win first time out, a Todd Pletcher trained horse that is bred for turf on the bottom of the pedigree. It just seems like a good spot for a second-time Asmussen. Zeramid, my top pick. Hometown Pride, my value play that maybe I'll try to sneak into the exotics. 6-2 for me in Saturday's 4th race at Saratoga. Nicole Russo will join me later this week to talk about Sunday's Spa Baby race. And of course, it'll be presented by our friends at Spendthrift.